And before I knew it, I had accomplished so much at a young age and had this life that most people would be, dreaming about. Yet I got there and it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I literally remember sitting there at work, like looking out the window and being like, I've made it, and yet, why am I so unfulfilled? Why do I feel like there's more? And What's up, friends? I'm Danielle Laura, co-founder of Life Unchained. I'm really excited to bring you guys this week's video that is going to be talking about the feminine perspective, the female perspective around what we talked about in the earlier YouTube video this week, all about the process of awareness. We're talking right now in Life Unchained about the process of becoming the conscious creator of your life and what the first step is, which is awareness. So earlier you saw a video from Chris about him talking to the males and the masculine perspective, and this video is all about the feminine perspective and how it affects us as women. So to my ladies out there, I want to really talk about the awareness process of coming to the understanding that something's got to shift, right? We need more. We might not even know what more is in that moment, but it's like that little tap on the shoulder, that nudge of our intuition that says, you know what, something is off here. There's got to be more than this, or I'm just not super fulfilled doing this particular thing anymore, right? And it's just kind of starts out kind of as this gravel in your shoe that over time gets worse and it creates a blister in your entire foot, right? It's like this nudge might have been there for you for a while, maybe years, that you've been ignoring or suppressing or putting it on the back burner, thinking, I'll get to that in time. I'll get to that, once this and this is done first. And then it's years later and it's still not done. And it's still that gravel in the shoe that just keeps going from side to side, right? So you might be coming to this point in your life where you're having the awareness that something has to shift, that you're not totally fulfilled or happy or really at peace with where you are in your life. And it could be in whatever various domains, from your career to your relationships, your financial situation, your health. It could really be anything or all of them, right? So I'll share with you briefly kind of what happened for me and my level of awareness that brought me to where I am today. And I remember it was several years ago, I was in corporate, I was running a medical center, and I had worked my way up the corporate ladder from the nursing realm to the counseling realm to the business administrative realm of the medical field. And I technically had everything, the dream life that most people say you should want. I had an amazing job, I had a home, I had my pups, I had a dog, I was married at the time as well, and I had this amazing picture perfect life that I thought was everything I had worked so hard for. And I'm that classic, any of the women out there who can relate with this, that classic overachiever, high performer, and have been my entire life. So I was really living a lot of my life in my masculine dominant energy, which is the energy of hustle, of strive, of achieving, of getting things done, of accomplishment. And it kept leaving me unfulfilled because I would run up to the next goal, I would meet the goal, I'd achieve it, and I'd be on to the next thing. That I really never enjoyed the journey along the way. And before I knew it, I had accomplished so much at a young age and had this life that most people would be, dreaming about. Yet I got there and it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I literally remember sitting there at work, like looking out the window and being like, I've made it, and yet, why am I so unfulfilled? Why do I feel like there's more? And in that moment, I didn't necessarily know what more was, right? But I began to open myself up to the awareness that there had to be something else. So I went on a journey over the next several months after that of really deep diving into who I am and what I want. I had to really answer the question, was I living my life according to how everyone else wanted me to live it? And was I living it by the standards that I thought was gonna make everyone else happy? Was I living my life in the should lane, as I like to call it? Doing all the things I should do to be successful and to be happy and to contribute to society? And the answer was yes, I was. But when I asked myself, what do I really want? I couldn't even answer it. because we're not taught. We're not taught as women, especially in this day and age. We're getting there, but we haven't been taught to really ask ourselves what we truly want, what we're really here for, what we feel the desires in our heart are really meant for, what the bigger level of our purpose is. We're kind of taught, you know, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you work in corporate, you show up, you do your best, you get a paycheck, and then eventually you'll be able to retire. At least that's what I was taught. That was the trajectory I was on. But we're not really taught necessarily to be these free thinkers and to really ask ourselves and come to the awareness of who are we really at our core? What are the passions? What are the talents? What are the innate abilities, our God-given gifts that are so intrinsic to who we be at our core? And how can we use that in this world in the most expansive way, in a way that makes our soul live on fire, where we are excited to jump out of bed in the morning because we get to go and do that thing and contribute to the rise of humanity in that way. And that looks different for all of us. But I think a really interesting thing to note, and I see this was true in my own life, and I see this in the lives of every single one of my female clients that I've ever worked with, and it's the fact that there is this generational conditioning of putting ourselves on the back burner as women, putting everyone else before us, making sure everyone is taken care of, and then we come last, right? And if you look back into, you know, generations before you, if you think of your grandmother or your great-grandmother, they were the consummate, you know, mother figure, that matriarch that did everything for everyone else, right? Who held it all together, almost had these superpowers of being everything to everyone, overextending, overgiving, over-sacrificing, and then coming last. And a lot of times, even when I, you know, in my private clients that I work with, I say, you know, what is it that you want? And no one knows how to answer that question. So this video is all about coming to the awareness of what do you truly want, devoid of conditioning, devoid of what your parents want, maybe your spouse, your kids, your family members, your circumstances, your work, your career, whatever it is, and coming into your own soul and opening up the discussion for who really am I? What do I really want? What are those innate God-given gifts and talents and abilities that I'm so passionate about that I can bring to this world and use in a most incredible way that also lights me up, that I can also look forward to doing every day, right? And it's now more than ever, this is your time. This is your time to really come alive and to seek, because the world needs more feminine energy right now. The world needs more women who are so fiercely devoted to their greater level purpose and what they desire in this world, as it creates even more leaders and it sets even more fire into this world for change, for good. All right, so that's what this is really all about, is coming to that level of awareness. So I would love for you to go in to your own psyche this week, okay? You can either journal this out, you can meditate. I invite you to go to a place where you feel really alive. So whether that's, you know, in nature, or whether that's, you know, in a meditation room, whether that's in your shower, wherever, it doesn't matter, okay? But finding a place where you can really just go within your own heart, where you can feel grounded and where you can feel safe, because that's going to calm the nervous system, and that's what's going to get you out of your head and into your heart. Okay, so facilitate an activity that's going to bring you joy and center you, so you can really shift from that head space to the heart space. Because typically when you ask yourself this question, what do I really want? And am I really happy with every domain of my life as is? My relationships, my career, my financial status, and my health, and my spirituality, my relationship to divinity. In each of those areas, am I really fulfilled? Am I really happy? Am I really living the life I know I am capable of? You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know what the next step is yet. You're just coming to the awareness of what is working really well or what isn't, and what do you want to change. So I encourage you to go to that place, and I really invite you also to write it down. When we're able to see something in front of us, this was really pivotal in my journey as well. When we're able to see something in front of us, black and white, on paper in front of us, it almost like jumps out at us, like sticks out at us like a piece of the puzzle that we're missing, and we really are able to see objectively how things really are, not what we think they are, right? We're not seeing things as we want them to be seen, but as they really are. And that is the piece where truth is hidden, right? I always say, if you know me and my brand, I say get hot. Hot stands for honest, open, and transparent. So this week, I want you to get hot with yourself, honest, open, and transparent. Really dive in and ask, what do I want? Allow the surrendered awareness to come up for you in all of those various domains of your life, of where you are now and where you really want to be. And then come back for next week, and we're going to start the journey of bridging the gap to get there. All right, I wish you a beautiful week. I'll talk to you soon.